Any gathering comes alive when we have the right start to it. And great things happen when there is a gathering of great minds. A warm welcome is incomplete without warm words. I would like to welcome everyone gathered here today to this interesting session, Skill Development Program at SSRVM. I am Shruti Arun, teacher of SSRVM, Thiruvananthapuram. I extend a warm welcome to our SSRVM Trust Chairman, Trustee, Academic Head, our today's guest of honor, Sri Neel Varhadpande, the principals, teachers, parents, and dear students to this occasion titled Design Your Destiny. Quoting our Pujya Gurudev, dream the impossible. Know that you are born in this world to do something wonderful and unique. End quote. There are no words to describe his unlimited blessings. May all of us continue to be blessed by our divine Guruji. Before we further advance into the day, let us get blessed by remembering the ultimate power. I would like to call upon Aradhana of 8th Standard SSRVM Thiruvananthapuram to lead us in prayer.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you, Aradhana, for making a peaceful environment. We feel blessed indeed. Let me introduce our today's guest of honor, Sri Neel Varhadpande. He is a compassionate and inspiring mentor. He has been a senior organizational development consultant at Lakshadweep Institute of Excellence and Leadership for more than 8 years. He is one of the youngest leadership and self-awareness module head at Indian Institute of Democratic Leadership, and he is now working with SSRDP as a master trainer. I welcome Mr. Neel Varhadpande to share his thoughts on skill development with us. I'm sure that students, you're going to have a wonderful time when he speaks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shruti ji. I thank all the senior SSRVM members, all the teachers, and all the dear students for inviting me again. Thank you for this beautiful opportunity. Jai Gurudev. All right. So, before starting the session, I will just like to, get back to the last 2 years. In the last 2 years, if you have seen, even as students, the world has been changing drastically. And everyone knows the reason is that a small virus, the coronavirus, changed the whole world. Yes or no? And we who used to go outside freely are now stuck at our homes, and now we are interacting with each other online. So if you see in the last 1 or 2 years, the complete world is changing so fast, and the change is so furious that we need to realize certain things, and being in school or being in high school now is the right time to understand certain fundamental things. And I would like to discuss certain things with all you dear students. I feel that today's students are very matured in understanding how the world works, and I will try my level best to make this session entertaining so that you understand much better. Shruti ji, can you see the screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Okay. So, you know, I would like to give you an example of the music industry. Everybody loves the music industry. Everybody loves listening to music. So, if you see in the past 100 years, if you start in the early 1900s, if you wanted to hear music, you know, there was this instrument through which you could hear music. Um, I think you must have seen it in a lot of old movies, you know, in those black and white movies where there used to be an instrument which used to have a very big disc shaped, you know, like a CD thing, where you used to keep it on the instrument, have a needle to it, and when you used to put the needle out of the bhonga that you call in Hindi, sound used to come, you know, that was called as the gramophone. So back in the early 1900s, if you wanted to listen to music, it was through a gramophone. And for many years, you know, for 30 to 40 years, the gramophone ruled the music industry. There was no competitor to it. Anywhere in the world you wanted to listen to music, the best instrument was a gramophone. Now, when we came to the 1970s, 1980s, a new invention came. You must have heard from your parents. You know, it was called as cassette. Back in my childhood days, you know, we used to have Walkmans, we used to have music tapes where you used to put in the cassette and the small, we used to put it in and we used to listen to music. Now, just tell me, imagine this, that for 40 to 50 years, the gramophone has dominated the music industry. And suddenly, this new invention comes, which doesn't require much space, which is very handy, and which plays great music. What happens to the gramophone? It's completely gone. Back in my days, when we were young, we used to listen to so much of music on our Walkmans through this cassette that after a point of time, the reels used to come out. So we used to take a pencil, put it in the hole, and then try to get it back in. And this is how we enjoyed music. Now, for the next 20 years, the cassette dominated the music industry. Now, see the difference. First, the gramophone dominated the music industry for 40 to 50 years. Now, it has become less. The cassette did it for 20 years. Do you know what came next? You all must be knowing about this. Next, if you wanted to listen to music, a new invention came, which is called the CD. And you must have all heard about this. We had this CD, this disc where we hold it in the hand, press a button, then that thing used to come out. You put the CD in, used to go in, and then you could hear music. Oh, it was a great pleasure. Now, if someone was listening to music on a cassette, people used to say, "Are, what you are so old there? Today is the zamana of CD. What are you listening to this cassette and all? You don't know what a CD is." And people used to, oh, that everyone is now listening to music on a CD. But CDs were there in the market only for 6 years. My dear students, just see this. First, 40 to 50 years, the gramophone dominated the music industry. Then 20 years, the cassette dominated. Now see the gap. Now only 6 years, a CD. You know what came after that? Many of us, if you ask your parents, they don't even know. A small mini CD. You know how much time this was there in the market? Only for 6 months. We have absolute no idea when this invention came and when it went out of the music industry. 40 years, 20 years, 6 years, then 6 months. Then someone with 3/4 and a black shirt came in the music industry and he changed it completely. His name was Steve Jobs, one of the founders of Apple. And he came up with a great, one of the greatest inventions of the 21st century. That was the iPod, where you could put in, download music and listen to 1,000 songs, just a small instrument, where you could have 1,000 songs. He completely changed the face of the music industry. Now, does a gramophone, a cassette, CD, a small CD have any significance? No, totally gone. Soon after that, more inventions started coming in because now we had a smartphone, and a smartphone had a small chip, a memory chip, in which nowadays you can put lakhs of songs. So do you see this? 40 years gramophone, 20 years cassette, 6 years a CD, 6 months a small CD. And now every day a new technology is coming in. They say that after 10 or 15 years, the babies that will be born, a small chip will be put in their head where they just put a button on their hand and everything will start working in their brain. So everything is changing rapidly. Now you must be saying, Arey, why Neel? Why are you telling us about this? So what do we do about rapid change? I will give you a few more examples. Now, if you ask your parents in the early 200 in the early 2000, when this millennium started, which was the phone that everybody wanted, which is the mobile phone that everybody wanted. If I ask this question, then everyone will say Nokia. Everyone wanted to have a Nokia phone. My parents, they don't even know that it was called a mobile phone. All they knew was Nokia. Nokia matlab mobile phone. Everybody had Nokia phone. And Nokia dominated the telecom industry for a very long time. They had the highest number of sales. Do you know there's a country called as Finland where Nokia was manufactured, and the whole economy of Finland used to work on this single company. The maximum GDP used to come from Nokia. It was such a big and a powerful company. They were so great. They thought that nobody can dominate us in this telecom industry. We are the front runners in the mobile. Then again, a three-fourths wearing man with a black t-shirt came in the market, and he said, now I bring a new phone to the market, which is touchpad, where you can call. It works like a phone. You can listen to music, and you can also surf the internet. This guy's name is again Steve Jobs. He came with the iPhone, and the iPhone completely revolutionized all the information technology, the telecom industry. It was the biggest invention of this particular age. Within a few days, Nokia sales were down and everybody wanted an iPhone. My dear friends, in 2008, Nokia was almost over. At that point, the CEO, listen to this very carefully, the CEO, the leader of the company, came in front of the media and he said, listen to these words very carefully. He said that we did not anticipate change. We did not anticipate change. We thought that we dominated the market and nobody could come and take us out. We did not update ourselves. We did not work on ourselves. We did not update our technology. And then someone came and threw us out of the game. Guys, 2008, Nokia was almost finished. Over the years, they have tried very hard to come back into the mobile industry by coming up with Windows and now with Android, but they are not that big success which they used to be. I can give you a similar examples. All your teachers who will be able to relate with this. When we were growing up, we did not have these flashy cameras in our mobile phones. We used to have a camera where we used to have only 32 to 35 photos that we could take. And, we used to plan ourselves accordingly, where we used to take these only 35 photos. And after that also, we had to take the film to a photo studio where they used to, properly make it into an album and give it to us. Now, at that time, the company that dominated the camera segment was Kodak company. Billion dollar company, one of the biggest in the industries. They also did not anticipate change. They did not change. They did not see what is happening in the industry. They thought nobody can remove us. Then came the smart cameras, the digital cameras. Then came DSLR. And then again, Steve Jobs came with a camera in the mobile phone. Kodak was out. Now you will tell me, Neel sir, ab bahut ho gaya hai. Why are you telling us this? I am telling you this because that if such big companies, such big inventions, such great pioneers of the industry did not survive the change because they did not anticipate change. They did not upgrade their knowledge. They did not upgrade their skills. They did not upgrade their attitude. And that is why they suffered huge losses. So if this is the situation of such big stalwarts, then what about us? Do you think that only what you are learning in school and college is enough? Absolutely not. Today is a world. See, in college or schools, what we get is information. But to apply that information, we need to understand. Schools and colleges are the base, the most important part of our lives. But we need to focus on four very important things, guys. First is knowledge. Knowledge not only of the textbooks, but what is happening in the industry. Second is your attitude. Attitude is very important. We have this class which goes on in our schools, the value education, where we think, this is so boring, but it is the most important part of your career, your ethics, your values, your character. Very, very, very important. Then is skills. Today's world is all about skill building. Skill in is, I will get into the detail of it later. And when you work on all these three things, you work on your knowledge, you work on your attitude, you work on your skills, then anyways your habits get better. If you ask any successful person why he's successful, it is because of great good habits. So this Neel Varhadpande is not saying, this is what research is saying, that 80% of what you are going to learn in school and in college can become obsolete by the time you graduate. 30% of jobs in companies and products that are a commonplace now didn't even exist 15 years back. And 15% of jobs that are existing today will no longer be there in the next 10 years. Acha, you must have heard about this, something called as artificial intelligence. Yes, you must have seen it in Marvel movies and DC movies. Everywhere, everyone's talking about artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, Alexa, Google Home. Now this artificial intelligence is going to take away so many jobs. What are you going to do at that point of time? We need to think about this. I'll give you a small example. We don't have much time, but still, this is a very good thing that one of my friends had shared with me a long time back. She was pursuing her MBBS, and she said that someone from China and Japan had come to take a conference in India, and they were invited for it. And when she came out of that conference, she called me and said, I am extremely, extremely worried. I said, why? What happened? She said that they are saying that if you will only do the normal MBBS and not specialize and not enhance your skills, then you will be replaced by AI and robots. Now there is this new thing that is coming, that you will have a small instrument which you can just take a small jab of your blood sample. It tests you. It will do all the diagnosis. It will see what is happening to you, and it will directly send to the medical shop what are the requirements of the medicines that you need, and those medicines will come home. You will no longer require a normal doctor. My God, what to do now? Yes. The last line is very important. It says that the average person will go through 4 career changes, not jobs. 4 career changes where you will have to update yourself over the life period that you have. This is how competitive the world is right now. Acha. Now you must be saying that, Neel sir, you're speaking only negative. Absolutely not. I am just telling you what is the scenario right now. And with the COVID situation going on right now, I don't want to tell you the figure that we have heard, but many people are going to lose their jobs. Many people are going to lose their businesses, which you have already seen in the past 1 year. But there is one very good news for all of you, and that is, with change comes incredible opportunity. Now this is the time where, you being students need to explore about what are the different opportunities. See, I'll tell you one thing. India is the land of opportunities right now. You know why? Because USA, Canada, UK, Russia, China, Japan, Australia, all these countries are already developed everything they have. There is nothing more to develop now. We are a developing nation, and that is why the whole world looks at us, because there is opportunity in every industry over here, and our country has the maximum number of youth. So I will tell you, there are huge opportunities. What you need to do is, you need to start doing your research about what are the new opportunities that are coming in India. There is one very, I think, as students, you should write this down. What are the new industries that are coming up? We as Indians, we know these 3 4 industries that we hear from our parents, from our mama, chacha, neighbors. But what are the new industries that are coming up? You should be extremely aware about these things. So studies important, doing research very important. So internet, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook is not only for chatting and making new friends. It is also for exploring new options. You can use the internet for all these things also. All right. uh, now I'll tell you one thing. See, school and academic life is the most important part of your life. Why? I'll tell you why. Because it builds the foundation of your life. What foundation? It builds the foundation of knowledge, foundation of your thoughts, foundation of your career success, and your ability to see the world. So do you see how important it is? But what is the biggest hurdle? What is the biggest hurdle in your academic life? Biggest hurdle. 10th exams. Yes or no? 10th exams. Everybody keeps talking about 10th exam. My God. If you look at it, if I ask all your teachers, the ninth standard is more tougher than the 10th. But 10th has been given this. My God, 10th. And after 10th, what is even more? Your which stream, which career path do you choose? Huh? एकदम ब्राइट स्टूडेंट है तो साइंस लेगा, एवरेज स्टूडेंट है तो क्या कॉमर्स लेगा, और ऐसा स्टूडेंट है तो फिर आर्ट्स लेगा. This is not true at all. Absolutely not. I'll tell you a very good story for this. You guys like stories? I'll tell you one story. So this story is almost 250, 300 years back. In the heart of the United Kingdom, the Queen was sitting with her band of ministers and her defense, everyone. She was seeing, and she was sitting. She was saying that, we have conquered almost all parts of the world, and British Empire is now the mightiest in the whole world. But there is one problem. In the southern part of Asia, there is this place which is called as Hindustan, which lies from Afghanistan to parts of China to Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Pakistan. At that point of time, India was huge. It was a huge country. She said that, this particular country, if we start dominating, or if we become the rulers of this land, then the Indian Ocean will be ours and we will start ruling the whole world. Now, all of you sitting here, have a job to tell me and plan and strategize about how we can dominate and rule this country. So remember this name, guys. One of them was called Lord Macloy. Lord Macloy says that, ma'am, absolutely, Your Majesty, I will go to this place called as Hindustan. I will stay there for a few years. I will do my research and then I'll come back with a great strategic plan about how we can dominate this country. So my Lord Macloy came to our country. He stayed here for 15 years. He was there in different states. And after 15 years, he returned back to the United Kingdom, to the British Empire. Now, the Queen was very excited. She had the round table there, and all the ministers sitting there waiting for Lord Macloy. Lord Macloy came in and she was excited. She's like, please, Lord Macloy, let us not waste time. Tell me how we can dominate and rule this country. Lord Macloy did not look at her face. He was looking down. And he said, Your Majesty, I have never seen a more powerful nation than Hindustan. And we cannot dominate this or rule this country. The Queen was furious. She said, How dare you? If you would have not been my right hand, I would have had your head cut off. How dare you say this to me? The Lord Macloy at that point of said that, Ma'am, Majestic, whatever you want to do, you can do. But this is the reality. Now the Queen, she becomes a little serious and she says, Why are you saying this? Please explain yourself. He says, Your Majesty, I stayed there for 15 years and I have gone all over the world, but I've never seen a more powerful nation. It is the most powerful nation. Why? Because I have never seen such great people. The people of this country are so powerful. They are so intelligent. They are so humble. They are so compassionate. They are so strong. They are so ethical. I have never seen such people. Such great care they have taken of me for the past 15 years. If you see their whole country, if you see their architecture, it is world class. You have never seen such architecture. If you see their towns, their cities, their villages, they are extremely properly planned. I have never seen such planning anywhere in the world. He says, if you talk about medical science, the medical science is so extremely forward. They do such type of surgeries. They have such medicines which the whole world has not seen. It is called as Ayurveda. If you see, their population is very big, but everyone is treated well. Why? Because of their agriculture practices. They have such great agriculture practices that nobody in the country ever goes hungry. They have so much of wealth. If you ask your teachers, if you must have read about this, they used to tell our country as Sone ki chidiya, the golden sparrow, because we had so much of wealth. He says, I have never seen so much of wealth anywhere in the world. It is such a wealthy country. He says their scholars, their scientists are so advanced. They have so much of knowledge about how the laws of universe, how the laws of physics works. Here they are called as rishis. They say, he says that their complete army is so powerful. Their navy is so powerful that when we were going to India, our ships were so small, but their ships' sizes were so huge and their navy is so strong. We have never ever seen such a great force or a great nation. So now the queen gets very tensed. She asks, Why? Why is this? He says, This is because of their education system. At that point of time, we had Gurukul system where a girl or a boy used to go in the Gurukul and be there for the next 10 to 12 years. And in the Gurukul, the particular teachers and everyone used to work on all over an individual. Not only studies, but what kind of farming do you do? How do you take care of your mind and your health? How do you take care of bureaucracy? How do you become a great leader? all over, everywhere. They used to all music, art forms, paintings, how to be a good warrior, how to have good character. So a particular individual used to be completely trained. Yes, and also meditation, pranayam was a part of our whole curriculum. So once the whole Gurukul studies used to be over, the leader used to come out, a great leader. And that is why the country India is so great, because everyone is a great individual, a great leader. So now the queen says, then what should we do? So Lord Macaulay says that if we can break the backbone of this country, that is their education system, if we can break this, then we might be able to win over this country. So she says that, all right, you strategize and do what is necessary. So, my dear students, the Britishers came, how they came into the country as traders, as businessmen, and slowly and steadily, they told us that our education system is outdated, is not good. And we, as fools, accepted this, and we accepted the British system of education, and we threw away our Gurukul system. Now, almost 70, 75 years from independence, we are very lucky that today our education system, our teachers, our ministers are realizing this, and our education system is completely changing. I'll just give you an idea about what the Britishers did. What they wanted was, they wanted followers. They did not want leaders. They did not want our students. They think from the mind. They just wanted followers. Become clerks. What we tell, you follow. You should not have confidence. You should not be good speakers. You should only be good employees, or good followers. Whatever we tell you, you should do. So when you see at India today, we are all good employees, but what about being entrepreneurs? What about politicians? What about being great scientists? What about writers? What about authors? What about storytellers? What about great directors? The industries are so huge. We have so many great people who are there, but we can become a great country if we start working on all the aspects. Yes. 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 So I told you all these. So now, if we all want to become leaders, then we have to work at our fundamental levels. And we need to understand this. There are two kinds of people, dear students, in this world. One who design their own destiny, and other जो रोते रहते हैं, victims of their destiny. है ना? Now you need to understand who are the designers of their destiny. These are the 5% of the total population. All the big successful people that you hear. And the 95% others who are the other population. Now, who are these designers of their destiny? They are the doers, the leaders, the achievers, the successful people. And who are the victims? They are followers, mediocre, unsuccessful people. Now, the most important point, that Gurudev always keeps telling us is, as students, this question we need to ask ourselves is, what is the purpose of our life? Why are we here? In the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, where do we see ourselves? What is our goal? Why are we alive? This is the most important question as students that we need to ask ourselves. And if you ask this yourself, and if you get the answers, then you become the designers of your destinies. Otherwise, you are living because you have no options. Now we need to realize, did we take this life just to come on this planet, eat, drink, procreate, go to the toilet and die? No, we came here to do something substantial, to create a big legacy so that after 100 years, 200 years, people remember what you did. You came here to contribute. Those designers of their destiny, those people, they take responsibility of themselves, of their families, of the society. And you know what the other victims do? They keep on blaming others. Our teachers are not good, our parents are not fine, not good. Oh, we don't have money. Oh, our government is not good. Oh, this India, there is no opportunities. We need to understand where we stand. Do we want to become these designers? Our art of living, you all must have heard this. We keep saying, you must have seen this movie, Spider-Man. So in Spider-Man, there's this saying in the Western countries that they say that with great power comes great responsibility. But in the Eastern countries, we say that with great responsibility comes great power. When you start taking responsibility, you start getting great power. So as students, we need to take the responsibility of building our nation. When we start taking this responsibility, when we start asking our questions that what am I here for? What is the goal of my life? Marks definitely are important. Degrees definitely important. But what is the goal of my life in the next 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years? Where do I see myself? What is it that I want to do? What is the purpose of my life? These questions should keep on coming in your mind. So as I said, four very, very important things. I'll take few minutes just. See, knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. These are the things which we need to continuously keep working on and improving. So however good student you are, if you're a topper or whatever, if you have good skills, if you have good attitude, it's not a one-time thing. You have to continuously keep sharpening the saw. It's a continuous process that you keep on need to do. Now, knowledge. See, what we are grading through textbooks is information. But in today's world, if you need to thrive, you need to become successful, they need to have knowledge about certain things, industry specific knowledge. You need to understand how the market is going, what is going on in the market, what are the new strategies that are coming, how businesses are working. You need to understand what type of customers do we have all over the world. You need to read certain books, magazines. You need to know what current affairs are going on. Netflix and all are good for watching sitcoms and everything, but do you watch good documentaries? Are you updated with what is happening in this world? You should attend a lot of training programs. You are so lucky that you have such good teachers and such good management who is getting such great seminars for you where you are understanding what is necessary in the real life. You are really, really very lucky. There is this whole process that as students you need to go through. What you are getting now is information. Now, when you start applying the information, it turns into knowledge. When you apply knowledge, it turns into intelligence. When you apply intelligence, it turns into experience. And when you apply experience, you become full of wisdom. You start becoming stalwarts of the industry. So this is the journey that you have to go through. Otherwise, you will only remain in information. And if you only remain in information, what is the difference between you and Google? Why should I hire you if Google can do all the job for me? This is what you need to understand. Next is very important is skills. What are skills? Skills is something which is the ability to do something well. I'll give you an example. First when you started learning a cycle, at that point of time, there was someone, your mother, your father, your friend, or someone holding you from behind. You were riding the cycle and you were trying to learn the balance and everything. So 1 or 2 days they supported you. On the third day when you were doing that, suddenly they left you and you went a little bit ahead and you said, and you fell. Yes, then you got back again. Then you practiced until you could balance yourself and then ride the cycle. Then after that, once you became an expert in that, yes or no, then you started leaving your hands, doing all those stunts that you could do. So you became good with practice. What is skill? Skill is something that you get better at with practice. What are the skills that are necessary for you as students? The most important part is communication skills. You need to learn how to communicate. See, Gurudev says it is the most important part of your professional and personal life. That is communication. You cannot say, no, 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 I cannot convey my ideas, my thoughts. You have to develop this skill. It is one of the most important skills. Next is leadership skills. See, if we want to get our country to being one of the superpowers again, we want to build our country, then we all need to become leaders and you need to develop this skill. Interpersonal relationships is important with everyone. You need to have that kind of respect and a good relationship. You need to be a team player. You need to build a team. You need to know how to build team. You need to know how to make new friends, not only your group, but you should make new and new friends. Gurudev always says this. You should understand how to negotiate. And time. See, you have 24 hours. Mukesh Ambani, Tata, Elon Musk, everybody has 24 hours, 365 days. Now, how they utilize their time is how they are becoming successful. We need to understand how to manage our time. It's a very important skill. And in today's world, if you do not understand technology, if you do not understand computers, then it is very difficult for you. So you need to brush up your IT skills also. So today, when you go out in the industry, it's all about how much experience you are, how much skillful you are, what type of industry knowledge do you have. And apart from your studies, you need to work on these aspects also. Okay, I'll just give you a small example. Everybody knows Akshay Kumar. Akshay Kumar is one of the favorite actors of Bollywood. But when he came into the industry long back in the 1990s, nobody thought of him to be an actor. सब बोलते थे, अरे ये ना सिर्फ मार धाड़ के पिक्चर करता है, समथिंग वेरी बोरिंग, he'll do this खिलाड़ी, खिलाड़ियों का खिलाड़ी, international खिलाड़ी, all C grade, D grade movies he does. Nobody respected him as an actor. Then Akshay Kumar worked on his acting skills, worked on his communication, worked on all the aspects of acting. He skillfully built himself. Then after some days, a movie came which was called as Dhadkan. Sunil Shetty and Shilpa Shetty were there in it. You can ask your parents. At that point of time, because he had worked and practiced on his skills, people regarded him as a good actor now. People started noticing his acting skills. Then so now he became competent. He became good at acting. Then he did not stop there. He built his skills even more. He practiced, he brushed his knowledge, his skills, his attitude, his habits. He built himself. Then came Hera Fairy. Everybody must have heard about this great comedy movie. At that particular time, everybody understood that he was a comedy star. He was an entertainer. After that, he came up with such great movies. Hey Baby, Welcome, Hera Fairy series, all the comedy movies he came up with. Bhagam Bhag. And he became a mega star. So now everybody regarded him as an excellent actor. But he did not stop there, guys. He still worked on his knowledge, he still worked on his skills, his attitude, his habits. And today he has found his unique ability. But now he's a mega superstar, the most bankable actor in India. The one who was not regarded even as an actor did not come to this position just because of sheer luck. He came there because he worked on all these four aspects. And today, if you see his movies, all great content he comes up with. And even in the pandemic, he has given great hits. All right. So I will take last 5 minutes. Now, if you have to design your destiny, first you need to ask yourself is, what are you passionate about? You need to discover your passion. See, what as students, what I or everyone makes a mistake is, you do not understand the difference between a hobby and passion. See, hobby is something that you like to do, but passion is something where you forget all your, forget eating, forget sleeping, forget friends, forget pleasures. All you want to do is get that thing. Now, that is passion. You need to sit and ask yourself, why are you here on this planet? What is your passion? Then once you choose your passion, then you can choose a right career. See, this question you have to ask yourself. Otherwise, it will be like, हाँ इसने ये बोल दिया, उसने वो बोल दिया, अच्छा यहाँ पे opportunity है. But what is your passion? Passion is not that something, acha, you saw Dance India dance, you saw Indian Idol, you saw this, you saw cricket, you saw this, so you want to. No, that is hobby. What you need to understand is what is your passion. Once you understand these two things, then you can decide your career goal. Then you need to prepare a plan. Then maximize potential. Maximize potential means maximize your knowledge, maximize your skills, maximize your attitude. And when you maximize these three, anyways, your habits are maximized. Then you have to take progressive action, not only just planning and doing, you have to keep on taking action. And then you have to contribute to the industry. Okay, so last thing I will give you all. About discovering your passion. They say that the person who has understood why he wants to live will never ask a question about how to live. And this is very important. So these are the two people who I feel: Sachin Tendulkar, the master of cricket industry, and Steve Jobs, who has changed this 21st century. These are the people who have, completely changed the whole world. And I leave you with last three important questions that I want you to write down. First is, what is it that gives you immense joy? What is it that gives you immense joy? What is it that makes you very happy? When you're working in that, it makes you very happy. List it down. Then, what are the skills that you have? What are the different skills that you have that you need to enhance and practice and build even more? And the third and the very most important question is, what is the need in the world that you're seeing? Now, what is the need in the world where you feel that you can use your skills and contribute there and also earn money? See, again, I'll repeat the last question. What is the need that you are feeling in the world or in any particular industry? You feel that, Arey, this is the need here, where you can use your skills and go and contribute there, and you can get money for it also. So three important things. What is it that gives you immense joy? What are the skills that you have? And where is it that you want to contribute for which you can get money also? When you find these three questions, the answers of these three questions, you will get your passion. I think, you need to work on these three things. And Shruti ji already said this in the start, what Gurudev always keeps saying. You need to dream the impossible. Know that you are born in this world to do something wonderful and unique. So, thank you, and Jai Gurudev.
Thank you, sir. We are enriched loud by your words.
Yes.
Let's check if somebody wants to ask questions to Neel ji directly.
Any questions, please?
Students, if you have any doubts or questions, you can put it in the chat box.
You can also unmute and ask Neel ji directly if you wish.
Yeah.
Make the most of this opportunity. Thinking.
I'm thinking.
Good, you're thinking.
Good, very good.
Good.
Yes.
Are there any questions?
Yes.
I think Kashvi raised hand.
I have a question that
Yes, Kashvi.
sometimes it's very difficult to understand what we need in our life. Like as you said, we sometimes think hobby is the same as passion.
Right.
So how do we discover passion? I mean, it's difficult, right?
Very true. Very true. See this question that has come to your mind. Now you've understood the difference. Na, कि भाई hobby अलग रहता है, passion अलग रहता है. That is why I've given you three very important questions. See, now if you take any successful person, if you take Virat Kohli, Virat Kohli, the captain of Indian cricket team, so the three questions that I've given you. See, he knows what he loves to do, right? He has found what he loves to do. He knows what his skills are and he has worked on those skills. He found what is the need in the world and he's contributing to Indian cricket. Yes or no? So these three aspects, beta, if you learn, if you understand, now what you have to sit with a pen and a paper. It's not going to be a very easy thing, that ha chalo aaj ye kar diya aur aaj aayega. No, it's uh, it's a process that you need to go through. Ask yourself, what are the things that I love to do, where I forget everything. List it down. Ask your friends, ask your best friend, sit with your parents, then write it down, list it down. Then see what are the skills that you have. List them down. Then you think you need to enhance these skills. Then you need to ask yourself a very important question. What is the need in the world? What is the need in the world where I can contribute? And when I'm contributing here, I'm making a difference. And for this, I'm getting a money also. So you go through with these three questions, you keep pondering, keep researching, keep your mind in it, you will get your answers.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have a question.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Sir, I have a question like, sir, in my life, I want to pursue many careers. Like, I want to become a pilot, and I have many other dreams, but I can't pursue all of the dreams in one life. So, the question is, which dream should I pursue, and how should I pursue? Means I'm very confused about my career right now.
Right. You're confused because these three questions you have not asked yourself. What is it that I love to do? What the skills do I have? And where is it that I need to contribute? Now do one thing. What you can do is, see, whatever careers you feel you are good at and you're getting confused, write it down on a paper. Whatever, pilot or whatever you are thinking of becoming a computer engineer or whatever it is, write it down. Then what you need to do is find out with the help of your parents, find out the people who are good in this industry. Like find a good pilot, find all the whatever, wherever. What are the other things that you want to do? Pilot, and what are you confused in?
Sir, I want to be a pilot, and sometimes I feel like being a biologist means
Biologist. Okay. So what you need to do is, all these things you write it down on a paper, and now go and actually meet these people and take their interview. Not just key, what do I do with my life? No, you sit and ask, this is the career that I wanted to choose. Write down all the challenges that you will face while doing this career, or write down all your challenges on a piece of paper. And I am confused. I don't know what degree to take. I don't know what education qualifications I'll require. I don't know how to manage time. Whatever you have, write it down on a piece of paper, convert it into a questionnaire. Now take this questionnaire to all these, people who are good in the career options that you are saying. Go to them, meet them, understand the industry. This is what we as students don't do. That is, we don't do research. Go meet these people, go actually see what they do. Then you will get a clear idea. Are you liking it? Are you not? Then get back to the basics. Is this what I love to do? Do I have the skills for it? Do I feel the need where I can contribute and get money? This is how you can do it. All right. Great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Sir, like now day by day, the job opportunities are increasing and robotics is taking away the job opportunities. Like we have surgical robots which can do surgeries and robots which can cook food for us. So basically, according to you, which shall be the best job opportunity means which we can pursue in our career? Because in the nearing 10 to 20 years, maybe the scope of doctors will not be as it is now currently. It will be taken away by the robotics. So according to you, which should be the best option?
See, Nikhil, what I am saying is that, chalo, if artificial intelligence or robots take over, all right, what we need to do and understand is that industry, where is it that I can learn more skills and enhance myself? Acha, in that now I'll have to learn how to handle a robot, how to handle AI, so that industry won't go. You will have to keep updating yourself, you know. So this is what we need to understand, that robots will not completely start dominating. It will be people like us who will be running the robots. So now you need to understand that भाई ये जब ये आगे आने वाला है, तो I need to enhance my IT skills. I need to learn coding. I need to understand what is artificial intelligence. I need to understand what is robotics. So the basics, see, like 20-30 years back, nobody knew that computers पे सब काम होंगे. You know, everybody thought, अरे ये क्या है? But in today's world, everybody has to learn Microsoft Office, yes or no? Similarly, we will have to upgrade ourselves and learn all these new techniques if we want to be in the industry. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. And sir, according to you, are there any articles which we should read to improve our communication skills with each other? Means articles or books which should we read?
Yes, definitely. So what you should do is that you should participate more in debates. You know, you should read more. You should give a lot of presentation. What you can do in schools is you can do some brainstorming activities, where the more you come in public, the more you discuss, the more you brainstorm. See, what you can do is, in your friend circle, all of you can read some good books or see some good documentary, and you can come together and you can give a presentation on it, and you can discuss business ideas, what new things we can do. See, the more you start discussing, the more you start brainstorming, you learn how you can share ideas, how you can accept ideas, how you can speak in public, what are the means of making a presentation, how do you prepare yourself. So these activities you start doing. What we do is we just keep talking with one or two friends. No, make a big group. In school, take these activities. You can do that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, very
Thank you.
good.
So just one doubt.
Yeah.
So you had previously mentioned that you had mentioned as an answer to the previous student that we must meet the people that we look up for, or who are the people who are in their respective industries. So, but then, like,
Yeah.
what if we have a passion, or if we look up to a person who is doing something very niche, like every now and then a new discipline is born. So, how do
Right.
we meet those people if that discipline is very well niche?
Can you give me an example of such a particular thing that you're talking about, the niche market that you're talking about?
Yes, sir. This thing, I myself have a passion in paleontology. It's the
Right.
study of ancient life.
Right.
So it
Right.
just so happens that the very few people who like are the people who practice it are the world leaders on it. So there's not
Right.
much of any breadth in it. So how do we
Yeah.
meet those people if
So,
they aren't
so
known?
I will give you a lot of examples, my dear child. When you start, when you have this in mind, first you perform, you make your questionnaire. You see all the challenges that you are facing to become a paleontologist, right? Then once you have formed the questionnaire, you start researching on the internet, go on the government sites, where these people are, start following them, see where they are making talks. Do they have an email ID? Can I get the secretary's number? See, I have so many students, my dear child, who have met celebrities of their particular industry because they wanted to do something. I'll give you a simple example. It's very funny, but one of my students used to love this WWF characters, WWE characters. I know he always wanted to sit with some of these WWF characters, and I had told him, ki, you need to take an interview. So I had written it down. He went into hotel management and he went into New York. And one fine day in his hotel, all these WWF characters came. And I'm not kidding to you. He sat there, he spent time with them, and he had that challenges, what he had taken, this questionnaire. And they gave him time. They sat with him. I know so many students who wanted to meet politicians who have given them time, who wanted to meet big businessmen who gave them time. See, it is all about your networking. You need to go after it. Paleontologists, go on the websites, go on government sites, meet your teachers, meet your principals, see how you can get into contact with them. It's not that difficult. Email IDs are always available. And if you're really, really passionate about it, you will reach that person. And those 10 minutes that you have with you, go prepared. You have to form your question and don't just go there, sir, I want to do this. You're great. He will just tell you three things. Do a lot of hard work, be a good child, take care of your time. Then you'll come out and say, Are these things, so even my mother used to tell me. So go with a questionnaire, you will reach that person. Don't worry. There are so many, you can reach them to Twitter. See, follow them on Twitter, start following their websites, start following government sites where they are dealing with research about that particular person. And there is not one, there might be so many in the world, right? And you can come in contact with them. You can come in contact with their team. Once the pandemic is over, they will start again coming in public platforms. Keep that goal that you are going to meet him.
Sure, sir.
Yes?
Sure, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
All
Thanks
right.
a lot.
Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you, sir. So students have some more doubts, sir, here in the chat box. Can I, sir?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, sir. Are there any ways we can differentiate hobby from passion?
Yes, hobby is something that you enjoy doing, but you won't leave your food, you won't leave your sleep, you won't leave your pleasurable things to do. The day you find your passion, it's a eureka moment where you forget everything. You are like, my God, what exams, what entrance exams, what challenges. This is what I want to do with my life. Now, I'll give you a small example in this. Sachin Tendulkar, at the mere age of 8, he found out his passion. What was his passion? To get the World Cup back for India. Now imagine, so many people want to get into cricket, so many people want to get. What is the difference between Sachin? At the mere age of 13, this boy practiced for 16 hours a day, 56 days. He used to get up in the morning at 3:30, go to the ground, practice, go to school, study, again practice, take a lunch break, study, come back home, rest, again practice, tuitions, again practice till night. Now that kind of thing, 16 hours a day for 56 days. Now that shows passion. He knew what he wanted to do with life. So, when you find that, when you are seeing, you forget your food, you forget drink, you forget your sleep, all you can think about is doing that thing. And that is passion. You will not give up. When you go on YouTube now, you can listen to this good story, which is, you all know Rocky? There's this boxing movie that was Rocky. So you can go and see it on YouTube. You will know what passion is. I can share it with one of your teachers and they can share it with you in the group. You will understand the difference between hobby and, passion. You forget everything, you close all the doors and you say, this is that one thing that I want to do. You don't give up easily. Hobbies is like, aaj kiya, acha chhod, bore ho gaya, chhod dete. Passion you will not let go of. You are unwell, you are failing, whatever is happening, you will go after it. See this Rocky Sylvester Stallone's video, it's by Anthony Robbins on YouTube. Very good for understanding the difference between hobby and passion. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Students, your question will forward to sir and will be mailed you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir. We are enriched a lot by your words. And you shared a lot of key ideas on skill development, such as that secrets that are not taught in school and colleges. And you quoted 4 most important things that need to become successful as cash, that is knowledge, skill, attitude, and habits. And we recalled all those fast and furious changes happen in all fields, especially in education. You shared a brief story also. You helped us to recall our Gurukul system, and school is an important part of our life. About those British brought the Western education system and throughout this Gurukul system and all. We need to create, and you just quoted that we need to create our own legacy. And you remembered the power of passion, We should choose our right career by identifying our own passion. We should prepare a plan, maximize our potentials, etc. That were really excellent, sir. So definitely our students will follow your key ideas and tips on skill development. So on behalf of entire SSRVM family, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to all. I thank our beloved Guruji, SSRVM Trust family for organizing such a wonderful session like this on this virtual platform. And on behalf of all, I extend my heartfelt thanks to our guest of honor, Sri Neel Varhadpande, sir, who spent his busiest time gracing this occasion. Today, we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, sir, and this is definitely helpful for our students. Your words have triggered so many wonderful thoughts in our minds. I also want to thank people who work behind the scene and the tech support experts in conduction of this event. And thank you all the participants, principals, teachers, parents, and students for your participation. I would acknowledge that this wouldn't have been successful without your blessings, Guruji. I would like to end up the session by sharing Guruji's words. Let us continue with the good work always. Once again, thank you.